going to go to Syracuse. Syracuse under Coach Fran Brown.
Interesting team.
Yep. 10-3 season last season. They won the Holiday Bowl 52-35 against Washington State. Now, granted, Washington State did not have John Mateer. Returned 7 starters, 3 on offense, 4 on defense. They returned Imari Hatcher, wide receiver, with 17 catches, 273 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Deuce Chestnut, safety, 61 total tackles, 40 solos, a sack, 5 pass breakups, and an interception, forced fumble as well. Devin Grant, 51 total tackles, 36 solos, 2 sacks, 3 pass breakups, an interception, 3 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. So there's a long fumble recovery went for a touchdown. They returned Derek McDonald, linebacker, 51 total tackles, 26 solos, and a forced fumble. They lost Kyle McCord, quarterback. He's now on the Eagles, 391 of 592, 66% completion percentage, 4,779 yards, 34 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. LaQuint Allen now on the Jaguars, 228 carries for 1,021 yards, 4.5 a carry, 16 touchdowns, added on with 64 catches, 521 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Jackson Meeks, 78 catches for 1,021 yards and 7 touchdowns, now on the Lions. Trevor Pena, who apparently wanted $2 million at receiver in the NIL, and Fran Brown told him to kick rocks. Now on Penn State, 84 catches, 941 yards, and 9 touchdowns. And a Rondé Gaston, who was one of my favorite tight ends in the country last year, mixed in with Harold Fannin and Tyler Warren. 73 catches for 934 yards and 7 touchdowns, currently on the Chargers. Justin Barron, linebacker with 88 total tackles, 52 solos, 2 sacks, 3 pass breakups, an interception, and a fumble recovery on the Cowboys. And they lost Marlo Wax, linebacker, 42 total tackles, 29 solos, 4.5 sacks, an interception, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery, currently on the Chargers. And Fidel Diggs off the edge, 45 total tackles, 27 solos, 7.5 sacks, a pass breakup, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery, on the Saints. They're the 53rd overall recruiting class, 46 in transfers. Ace, talk to me about Syracuse.
I think Syracuse last year was definitely a team that people didn't expect to perform the way that they did. People definitely weren't expecting Kyle McCord to come out and
not at all.
And really just spin it how he did. If he did even a fraction of what he did last year at Ohio State, he still would have been at Ohio State.
Bro, they been back-to-back natties. Bro, yeah, Emeka Ibuka and JSN.
For sure.
And Marvin Harrison. Bro, oh my Lord.
It really don't be fair sometimes, but but I don't know. Different cultures, different teams. You can get different things out of players. It's just the reality of the situation. Now, Pena asking for $2 million is insane when he was barely even a leading receiver in any game besides ours, and our secondary was what it was.
Bro, it was nice though.
Not a flex.
But $2 million is crazy.
Yeah, but not
allegedly.
Yeah,
I want to say that.
Not a flex. Not a flex. You're not that good for $2 million. Jeremiah Smith can get however many millions he wants.
Hey, throw that man 12.
You know what I mean? Give him an NFL contract already. Like,
no, for real.
That's not you, Pena, and that's not to slight him or anything, but it's just like it just speaks one to the character of Fran Brown, where he can draw the line and be like, no, you tripping. Like, I'm not one of these coaches that's just going to cater to you just because I think that you're talented. Like, you really got to come here. You gotta show and prove that you belong to be here and you can play Syracuse ball the way that I want you to play Syracuse ball. And I think that goes a long way at this level. So, always huge respects to Fran Brown. I think that, like we mentioned earlier, I think if he continues on the trajectory that he is right now, he'll be one of the better coaches in the league for sure.
Oh yeah, he be in some convos for sure.
Yeah, 1,000%. Now, as far as the nuance of the Syracuse team, I can't lie, I don't really have too much to say just because I'm not too sure. Like they even called me by surprise last year, So I feel like I need a few more, another season of really watching them and seeing how the culture is and the team is, and really understanding the program before I can honestly have a hard opinion on them. But I am rooting for them.
I 100% agree, man. And Syracuse is a team that I feel like I can't get a beat on. Like, I liked them that one year with Garrett Schrader and Sean Tucker, and they just underperformed. And then This year, this past season, I wasn't high on them for real. Frank Brown didn't really know much about him. Cal McCord really wasn't a fan, and
Hmm.
10-win season. Like,
Yeah, right. All that changed.
yeah, so like it's tough for me to catch a beat on Syracuse. Now, I will say, they lost a lot. They lost a lot offensively for sure. I
A
think they
thousand
lost a
percent.
lot, period. This upcoming season, and this is going to tell how good Fran Brown is at reloading a program, which is early in Syracuse, and I'm not really expecting him to be like reload every year efficiently right away. This is your second year at a school like Syracuse, who's not necessarily a top football program. They were once in yesteryear, but that is a long time ago. Um, but bowl game for me is pretty cool. After losing all that, a bowl game is pretty cool for me.
Yeah. Well, they according to my notes, they lost over 35 total people via
They lost a lot.
graduation, draft, or transfer.
They lost a
They
lot.
lost 46% of their returning production. So yeah, it's like yeah, a bowl game would be respectable, but they don't have any easy wins. They have, granted, Tennessee's at home, but it's the first game of the season.
Nah,
I'm
Tennessee's
saying,
a neutral site. It's at
oh,
Atlanta.
it's a neutral site.
That's what I got. I got it in
Oh,
Atlanta.
that's a Chick-fil-A jump.
Yeah,
Where, but even still, neutral site, cool. Noon game, first was August 30th. That's week 0, right?
week one, week zero. I think
Or
is the
week
twenty
1.
third.
Okay, week 1. First game of the season at Clemson, at SMU, at
Boy,
Miami, at Notre Dame. Like
I was
those
about to
could
say,
easily, that's easily 4 losses right there.
boy, hey, Fran Brown, salute to you. This is a tough schedule.
Yeah, man. Then you got also at Georgia Tech. That's not going to be a cakewalk.
Nope.
Yeah,
Even
it's
even Pitt at home, like that's not easy.
yeah, yeah.
You said Miami, right? On the road in Miami.
Yeah, on the road at Miami. You got North Carolina on a Friday.
He plays every good ACC team minus Louisville.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. And who would you even want to swap out for Louisville on this?
Yeah, even Duke, like bro, the schedule's
Yeah,
tough.
it's a rough draw, but I mean, this is going to show how good of a coach he is.
Yeah, very much so. I agree. Syracuse, they bring in Steve Angeli, quarterback of Notre Dame. Don't really know much about the guy. He went 24 36, 66.7% completion percentage last year, 268 yards and 3 touchdowns. Interesting to see because I saw what that offense did with Cal McCord. Interesting to see what they do with Angeli. Gary Bryant III transfers in at South Dakota, linebacker, 103 total tackles, 3 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, fumble recovery, and a forced fumble. He's looking possibly to replace Marlo Wax. And David Reese transfers in out of Cal off the edge, 22 total tackles, 4.5 sacks, 2 pass breakups, and 2 forced fumbles. Again, trying to replace some of that defensive production. They were 7th in total offense, 78th in total defense, first in passing, 125th in rushing, which is crazy to me when you had LaQuint Allen rush for over 1,000 yards, but that's neither
Right.
here nor there. 21st in scoring offense, 82nd in passing defense, 69th in rushing defense, and 96 in scoring defense. If you don't have anything else, we can get to the schedule for Syracuse.
Um, no, I don't have anything else. Let's get to it.
So Tennessee, neutral site in Atlanta, the Mercedes. I keep wanting to say Georgia Dome for whatever reason. Mercedes Benz Dome L for me.
Yeah, I have that as a L.
Then at home against UConn, I have as a W.
W.
At home against Colgate, I have as a W.
W.
On the road at Clemson, I have as a L.
L.
At home against Duke, I have as a W.
That was a W.
At SMU, on the road, I have as a L.
L.
At home against Pitt, I have as a W.
Uh,
On the road against Georgia Tech, I have as a L.
that was a L.
At home against UNC, I have as a W.
Dub.
At Miami, I have as a L.
L.
At Notre Dame, I have as a L.
L.
And to finish the season, at home against Boston College, I have as a W.
Dub.
So I have them going 6-6, 4-4, taking the over 5.5 win total for Syracuse and making a bowl game. And funny enough, winning every home game of the season.
Yeah, like I think like we said, one tough draw on the schedule, tough trying to evaluate what they have and what they don't have. And it 6-6 is respectable for a second year after an overachieving first year. Yeah, it may not be what the fans
Facts.
want, but it is still a step in the right direction, as in, oh, we still have a guy who like there's still more up on the other side of the hill, you know?
I 100% agree. I 100% agree. If I'm a Syracuse fan, I look at last year. I take it for what it was. I definitely 100% cherish it. 10 wins is
Hmm.
nothing to sneeze at. But I'm not coming into this season expecting it again. No way.
Right. As the book that I'm currently reading right now, The Blade itself, one of the main characters, he says you have to be realistic about these things.
Very true.
And you do.
Very true. So, speaking about some realism, we're gonna move on to University of Virginia. Again, like I said,